welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Friday, October 31st, 2025. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2025, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Halloween as a haven, identity, performance, and the queer community. The queer community's unique fondness for Halloween has solidified the holiday's nickname as Gay Christmas. This deep cultural significance is rooted in the night's historical function as a temporary haven for self-expression and gender liberation. Throughout the 20th century, in cities where cross-dressing was often illegal, Halloween provided a socially acceptable mask that allowed individuals to openly defy rigid gender and sexual norms. The holiday's inherent theatricality, its celebration of performance, camp, and dramatic transformation, aligns perfectly with queer artistic traditions, especially drag. For many, Halloween is not about disguise, but rather a moment to shed an everyday mask and reveal a truer, more elaborate self. Furthermore, unlike family-centric holidays, Halloween prioritizes chosen community and collective celebration. It transforms the figure of the outsider, or so-called monster, into an object of fascination and pride, celebrating a powerful, defiant, and joyful space for full, authentic, queer visibility. I remember writing a paper as an undergraduate, early days, freshman or sophomore year, about toy monsters. I think it was a sociology class. And so I went to Toys R Us at the mall, and I just observed what's there. And there were so many monsters. I didn't go there looking for monsters. I just going to see what's on the shelves at a toy store. And there were so many monsters. And so I think my paper was about how we socialize children from the beginning to see monsters as something other than whatever's normal or whatever. And so, yeah, there was a fairy princess, but there was like a cookie monster and some furry monster and some vampire thing, and just all these monsters, and how we're socializing children to see the other as monstrous. And so it is an act of queer rebellion. I still believe that's true, but it is, and like all the Barbies were white, and so we were socializing children from the very beginning. Like who's the good guy is white Barbie, and who's the bad guy, the monster, the thing that is different, and that's still going on. But it is an act of queer rebellion to reclaim the monster, and to reclaim the difference. And okay, yeah, white Barbie can be around, but she's going to be portrayed by some 6'3" hairy guy. How about that? And so so Halloween is an act of defiance and joy. I mean, first of all, it's a party. Yeah. It's a costume party. You're in the street. You're going from bar to bar. It's a lot of creativity and a lot of fun and a lot of joy. But it's also the community deciding what's what. The monster can be sexy. The princess can be a guy. The two people in a horse can all be in heels. It's liberation, it's imagination, it's creativity, and I promise, every professional drag queen in the world started out with that first Halloween party where that was their costume.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought they'd be drag queens, but they saw how much work it was to do that first Halloween. And they're like, maybe I'm just a Halloween queen. Maybe I can do this once a year. That's a lot of work. And so on. But no, it is, I think it's healing. I think it's about self-expression. I think it's artistic. I think it's creativity. I think it's a big FU to the establishment In fact, there's a Canadian movie, and I forget the name of it, but there was a scene in there where somebody was drilling this drag queen about, well, are you gay, and are do you charge? You're like, are you a sex worker? Are you gay? Are you bi? Are you trans? What's the deal? Blah blah blah. And the drag queen said, "Drag's not about who you fuck. It's a fuck you to oppression."
Oh.
And I think that's true for Halloween. It's not about who you fuck. It's a fuck you to the people who told you you weren't in charge of your own life, you couldn't make your own decisions, you couldn't tell the world who you were. And so, yeah, these disguises aren't disguises. They're removing the disguise that you're forced to be in all the time. RuPaul says, drag doesn't hide who you are, it reveals who you are. And I think that's, Halloween costume, that is a form of drag, and all the healing and empowerment that comes with that.
I've often thought of Halloween as one of the high holy days for the gay community.
100%.
Yeah.
And I love going to Halloween events. I love attending them. And I just love to see how people self-express.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the of course, as a kid growing up, it was about the trick or treat. Let's go to somebody's house and get some candy. It was
Let's
all
not
about the
forget
candy.
That's good.
That was
Let's
actually
go get
what I
the
had written
candy.
down.
Yeah, it's all about the candy. And then at some point you got, don't trust the candy. So,
Oh, yeah.
but it's like, I love it because people self-express and they get to be themselves for a night. And there are those who wants to cross over to the other side and experiment. Hint, hint, for those straight folks who are just like, let me just go dress up and be what I want to be for one night. And it's fun. You get to be liberated by being yourself. And that's one of the truest nights, I think, whether it sticks to what's just for a moment. Let me just go out and be who I am, or be this character for just a moment, and just watch people's expressions to that to see how they respond to who you're being. It's great. High holy day. Live into it. Love it.
And I love the celebrations that we have. Something like here in South Florida, we have Wicked Manners. And you go there and the joy, really, the joy is just prevalent. It's something you have to experience. You really do, because it's an opportunity for people to just be their authentic self, whatever that is. And it's acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That is the fun part.
Yeah.
I remember I was about 15 or 16 years old, and we were over at my grandma Annie's for this particular Halloween. And one of her neighbors, he had a great big, a lassie dog. What kind of dog is that?
A collie.
A great big collie. Thank you. And he comes out of his house on Halloween, and he's in full drag. He's got the breast, the butt, and he even dressed up his dog. And I'm looking, and I'm like, wow, what a brave soul. Not thinking that he was trying to tell anybody anything, but this was probably his first time in drag outside of his house. So he felt empowered on that day to be his true self. And I say that anybody, this is a Friday, so you've got plenty of time to get your makeup on. It's only 3 o'clock right now. Get your makeup, get your wigs, get yourself together, and get out there and party all night long. You ain't got to go to work tomorrow, so have some fun.
I guess that's us. That is today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, I want to invite you to check out our performing arts series. Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts has a great acts lineup for the 2025 and 2026 season. Here is a taste of what's coming up.
On November 7th, we will welcome back Miss Coco Peru in Fuck This Shit. If this show is like her other tours de force, there will be storytelling, laughs, singing, and a moral to tie up the evening. Or maybe this one is entirely different. You'll have to come to the show to know for sure. But you already know it's going to be one of the best nights of comedy and drag artistry you will have enjoyed all year.
December 7th brings Matthew Darren's annual Holiday Fantasia, always amazing, and this year it will again be co-hosted by Varla Jean Merman.
And in 2026, there's already some great shows lined up, such as Selections from Pearly, a musical based on the play Pearly, Victorious by Ozzie Davis on February the 7th. For more information about these shows and others, and to secure your tickets, go to sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
Please like and share this episode on your social media and look for Sunshine Cathedral on Facebook or Instagram.
You can also like our individual pages on Facebook. Remember to visit sunshinecathedral.org frequently. There you will find Bishop Talk, where Bishop Durrell and I interview queer religious leaders, activists, and scholars.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.